Welcome to Insights from Getting Undressed with speaker, author, and coach, David Cooks.
I'm David Cooks, and welcome to Insights from Getting Undressed, where we speak with readers from across the country and get their insights from reading my book, Getting Undressed from Paralysis to Purpose. Our guest today is Connor Welvaert from Moline, Illinois. Welcome to the program, Connor.
Yeah, thanks for having me, David.
Well, before we get started, I'd like for you to tell our audience a little bit about yourself, your background, and what you do.
Yeah, I'm a financial advisor with Northwestern Mutual. I've been doing this a little over 5 years, and really enjoy what I do. I love people, and so it's a really good fit.
All right, fantastic. All right, well, we ask all of our guests the same questions, and so here we go.
Sure.
First question I have for you is, what story in the book did you relate to the most?
Yeah, I think what drew me to the book the most was I've been a basketball junkie my whole life, basketball fan, and knew the book had something to do with basketball, so that's what drew me to it. But as I was reading, basketball was kind of taken away from you, and basketball wasn't taken away from me, but I knew I wasn't going to play forever. So just being able to, find what other gifts and talents that I have, and if I'm not going to play basketball forever, how can I utilize those the best way and make a career of it?
Okay. So when you talk about my situation and how it was taken away, and you begin to look about how you can use your talents and be of service to others, what have you found? Like, were there certain gifts? For me, speaking and coaching and touching people and teaching and all that kind of stuff was a byproduct of my experience. And obviously you're at an earlier stage in your career than I am, but what things have you identified so far?
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I really enjoy people and building relationships. I think that's important in every aspect of the world, but especially in business. So I knew that whatever I did, I wanted to be in the people business. But yeah, also I know that I'm an entrepreneur like yourself, and I never want to have a 9-to-5 per se. Nothing wrong with it, but it just doesn't fit my style. So I knew I didn't want to have the 9-to-5, and I wanted to work with people.
Okay, fantastic. What are some of your key takeaways from the book?
Yeah, man, when I was reading it, you had every opportunity to just make every excuse in the book just based on what's happened to you. And you didn't at all. You really, you didn't see the wheelchair as a disability. And that was really encouraging to me. And, it makes me think just about business and life. Like, what excuse do I really have? Everyone has, we all have excuses that we can use. And it just kind of opened my eyes like, okay, Connor, like there's people in this world who have it far difficult things than you've had. And so, why can't you be the best version of yourself?
Okay. Do you have a favorite quote or two from the book?
I do. Yeah. It's kind of a longer one. It's probably two put together, but towards the end, when it talked about, you just said, my life has been full of challenges, but loaded with victories. God has braced me with making the difficult look easy. Man, I love that. Just your perspective on just life and how you just go about day to day, and obviously could see it from the book, man. You just didn't let anything stop you, and you still lived the best version of yourself. And I thought that quote really nailed that.
Okay. Before we end, we have each of our guests, they get to freestyle. You get a minute or so, however long you want to take, to tell the audience whatever you like to tell them about the book. And so here's your opportunity to go ahead and say what you feel.
Okay. The book wasn't what I thought it was going to be about, and in a very positive way. Like I mentioned earlier, it was just really encouraging to hear someone who had a pretty normal upbringing, got hit with something that I can't even imagine about, and the way that you pushed through, you used your resources, you didn't let anything. you had some doubts at times. You know, you were angry, but you didn't let that stop you from doing what you love. And I won't ruin it for a lot of the listeners, but some of the sacrifices that you've had to make, man, those were tough. And it was just, it's cool to see where you're at now, and then reading through the book. Yeah, it was really encouraging, and I'm definitely going to pass it along to my father and friends and whoever else wants to read it.
Okay. When you said that it wasn't what you thought it was going to be, in a good way, what was it initially that you thought, and why? And then what, obviously that changed as you read the book, but what was it that gave you your initial idea of what you thought the book would be about?
Yeah. Obviously, just knowing a little bit of your background and front cover with the wheelchair, I thought it was going to be a little bit more like medical-ish and stuff. And obviously, you referred to it about it, but once you got through that, it was like you hardly, I mean, you did, but you didn't really mention your wheelchair much at all moving forward. And I thought that was really cool. I wasn't expecting it.
Okay, fantastic. So the cover actually had something to do with what you thought you would see when you opened up the book.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. I want to thank you for joining us today. You did a fantastic job. And we'll have more insights from Getting Undressed next time. Remember this: whatever life throws your way, your ability to endure it is always greater than your willingness to endure it.
You can order your copy of Getting Undressed from Paralysis to Purpose at davidcookspeaks.com or on amazon.com. Special thanks to Connor Welvaert for sharing his insights from Getting Undressed.